Good morning. It's 9 o'clock. It's time for us to get started with our committee. This time, well, first of all, I want to welcome Senator Wes Kitchens to our Education Policy Committee. I know you served in the House in that committee, and we're happy to have you serving with us in the Senate. At this time, we'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Senator Butler.
Here.
Senator Figures. Senator Hatcher. Senator Hovey. Senator Kitchens. Senator Price. Senator Shelnut. Senator Smitherman. Senator Stutz. And Senator Chasteen.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, we'll have a quorum. We'll get started. So at this time, we'll call the first bill.
SB 140 by Senator Waggoner.
Senator Waggoner, welcome.
These are amendments.
Okay, first, I think, Senator Waggoner, I think you have a couple of amendments on the bill. I'd like to move for adoption of these amendments.
So move.
Senator Butler, second, Senator Price. Okay, we have the amendments. Now, this first, I'd like for Coach Crow, if he would, to come up and say a few words. He's worked a lot on this, providing safety for our youth and for our coaches. So, Coach Crow, welcome.
Thank you. You know, coaches got to do something when they quit coaching. I didn't start out saying I was going to spend 11 years doing this, but this is really all I've done for 11 years. The inspiration, though, was Dr. Andrews. Some of those letters you can get, probably the best letter down there is Dr. Andrews. He was my team doctor in 1975 at West Alabama or Livingston. So along the way, I got further into this with the American Sports Medicine Institute, which I ran in between jobs one time. But where the real chaos is in terms of injuries, they call it the wild, wild west, doctors do, is because there aren't any standards at 14 and under. And it really becomes disruptive for high schools. It creates medical visits. It creates legal exposure, all these things. And with the help of Safe Kids in Washington, D.C., if you've ever heard of that organization, this law was created by them as an effort because legislation had gone to where it was about this sport or that sport. It was about this injury. It was about that injury. When really what was needed was a knowledge-based, systematic approach, and that's what this is. It's there to help the kids that are 14 and under. That population is 8 times larger than the high school population of athletes. 8 times larger. And they don't have athletic trainers. They don't have access to Jimmy Andrews of the world or the Lyle Canes. And so that's why we've done this. We've done this hand in hand. I see Ryan Hollingsworth here. We hand in hand with Eric Mackey, hand in hand with Greg Cochran. We worked with the counties across the state. This has gotten into 66 of the 65 of the 67 counties. It's gotten into over 400 municipalities. But there are some spots, they're either deserts or we haven't got the connectivity with them. That's what we're asking for enforcement to do, is what's going on in Crenshaw County, what's going on in Geneva County, and what's going on in Coffee County. And I told Coach, kudos to what y'all got down there. Those are the best 3 counties in the state. Well, why in the whole state that way? And that's what we're here to try to do.
Okay. Any questions for Coach? Okay. Senator Wagner. Thank you, Coach. We've adopted those amendments. Yes. Yeah, you made the motion and Senator Price seconded those amendments. So we're back on the bill. Senator Wagner, thank you again for the work that you've done with this, because, you know, there's nothing any more important than the safety and well-being of these kids. And if the coaches are not taught how to recognize this, then that's not very good for our children playing these sports. So I appreciate the work that you and Coach Crow have done on this through the years. Do I hear a motion motion for favorable by Senator Price, Senator Hatcher, second? Thank you, Senator Wagner. Bills, let's call a roll, if you will, please. Got ahead of myself.
Senator Butler.
Aye.
Senator Chasteen.
Aye.
Senator Figures. Senator Hatcher. Senator Hovey. Senator Kitchens. Senator Price. Senator Shellnut. Senator Smitherman. Senator Stutz.
Okay, 7-0, Bill's given a favorable report. Thank you, Senator Wagner. Appreciate your work. Yes, sir. Okay, second bill. Clerk, will you call the bill, please?
HB 102 by Representative Ross.
Okay, members, HB 102 is, I'm handling this for Representative Ross. Currently, participation in dual enrollment courses is left at the discretion of the local high schools or the local education authorities. Denying these students dual enrollment opportunities that are available to students in high schools is, you know, they don't have the right to take them for whatever reason these high schools are not offering it. All this bill does is allows each student at any high school in the state of Alabama to be able to take a dual enrollment course that would be offered. Okay, so I have a motion to approve by Senator Hatcher, second by Senator Smitherman. All right, Senator Smitherman, you want to be added to the roll? Okay, any objections to using the previous roll? Okay, all right, but we'll do. Thank you. All right. Okay, 8-0, Bill's given a favorable report. All right, thank you, members. Clerk, would you call the next bill, please?
SB 133 by Senator Sessions.
Welcome, Senator Sessions.
Good morning. Glad to be here. Didn't mean to blow y'all out of your seats. It's pretty straightforward. At least you can hear me. Pretty straightforward bill here. The juvenile courts, as law stands now, they may notify a superintendent or a principal of a private school about a criminal act, basically changing it from a may to a shall. They will notify them of a criminal act in writing.
Senator Smitherman.
I move favor report.
Okay. Favorable report by Senator Smitherman, second by Senator Shellnut. Any objection to the previous roll? Seeing none, bill's given a favorable report. Thank you, Senator Sessions.
Thank y'all. Glad I was able to wake y'all up.
You did. Okay, clerk, would you call the next bill, please? Last bill on the calendar.
SB 34 by Senator Smitherman.
Thank you.
Senator Smitherman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This bill will provide that conflict resolution training will be provided for our kids in high school. I think it's very simple. The rationale is that, you know, we got kids that I want to say this to everybody in here. You know, with the evolving of social media, there's zero contact basically kids have personally with each other. And I've seen this happen where somebody was said on social media that you're a bad person. They talking about you good, you know, like that guy's bad. He's really good. Somebody see the bad, not anything else, and they take that as somebody saying that they bad.
Mm-hmm.
From that post, I've seen get to a point where folks have guns and do everything just because of that post. They don't have any kind of way of understanding how to deal with conflicts and resolution. So the end result is to grab a gun or to do something. I've heard, and I want to say this, the other thing that I've had, so I want y'all to share them with y'all. You know, I've had one person say, well, I teach my kid conflict. Okay, we're just a person. I said, okay. I said, your kid understands conflict. I said, but when they go to school and come in contact with the kid that ain't trained, I said, then what's going to happen? You can apply all the methods you taught them, but if this one don't know what you talking about, and they used to handle it from a barbaric perspective, it don't matter. So I told them all of them has got to be exposed to it to understand what's happening with it. So that is one of the thresholds of what we're trying to do. I have an amendment, and the State Board of Education is requesting that it applies in middle school instead of high school. And so the amendment that I'm going to offer is from the State Board, and it just says that the strike through before graduation from high school and replaced with before promotion to high school.
Okay. Do you hear a motion on the, okay, Senator Hatcher, Senator Butler on the second?
If I need a copy of it, I got a copy for everybody here.
To your point on what you're talking about here with what our students are exposed to in our schools today, just in the schools. Next week in this committee, we're going to have a couple of experts on social media and cell phones come in and speak to our committee, some policies that other states have adopted, and we plan on adopting that in this state. But I wanted us to have the opportunity to hear and to ask questions from those experts to see how well it's worked in other states. So I look forward to what we can do as far as moving that piece of legislation forward next week.
I fully support what you're trying to do on this.
Okay. Do I hear a recommendation on Senator Smitherman's bill as for favorable comment, Senator Hatcher?
Just a quick comment. I do want to thank Senator Smitherman for the bill, and I also want to thank you for the amendment. What we have found statistically is that in middle school is where we're having the majority of the problems emerging, particularly around 7th grade. And it stands to reason that I think even some of the child psychologists and psychiatrists are determining that a couple of the things that are happening, obviously associated with, growing of children around that age, is that not knowing how to really interact in a way that I think we would be able to do when we were kids. And so, as he's pointed out about social media's impact, obviously there's no, as an old friend of mine would say, there's no problem the solution to which does not create yet another problem. And while social media has real benefits, this is one of the downfalls, that level of a lack of interaction that our young people have. So the conflict resolution piece is, in my view, proactive, because what it means is that if you have this happening in middle school, there's less of a chance for us to have these kind of serious impacts that can happen when our babies get to high school. And finally, the late Elijah Cummings said, and I'm quoting him, he says, "Our children are the living message we send to a future we will never see." And the idea of being able to pass this type of legislation, I think, speaks volumes about the kind of future we would like to be able to see. So thank you again, Senator Smitherman.
And to let everyone know, the State Board is going to set it up the way that they think is appropriate to be set up.
Okay. Okay, so we've had the amendment offered and second. Any objections using the previous roll for approval of the amendment? Okay, to hear a motion for final passage?
So
Senator Price, Senator Smitherman seconds. Any objection to previous roll? Seeing none, bill is given a favorable report. Thanks, Senator Smitherman.
Thank you, members, and thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank y'all.
Members, thank y'all for being here today. And again, next week, we will have our meeting with a panel or a couple of people coming in to speak on cell phones and the ban of cell phones in the classroom. Look forward to a good meeting next week and hopefully get that bill out and get it to the floor to get it voted on, okay? We are adjourned. Thank you.